Hi there, I'm Stephanie from People and Dogs Sorted, and today I want to talk about my top 5 tips for surviving the heat of the summer. But before we do that, let's roll the titles. So if you've got a dog like I do, who's a little bit of a dog built for winter, shall we say, it can be a bit of a challenge sometimes keeping them cool in the summer. During the summer months, they can get really hot and really uncomfortable, so it's important that we do what we can to help them to cool down. So I'm going to be going over my top 5 tips, and I might throw in a few extras as well, just for good measure. So exercise is important even in summer. I have a lot of people that are coming to me this time of year where they're experiencing behaviour problems with their dog, and they're saying, but it's only getting worse. And I ask them about exercise, you know, when it's ticking all the boxes for the fact this is a dog with excess energy. And I asked them how much exercise they're getting with their dog. And, you know, they said, well, I can't walk him right now because I can't take him for walks because it's too hot. Now, Indiana is Swiss. He's a white Swiss Shepherd. So he is built for the cold. He is very fluffy. He has the fluffy feet and all the stuff. And he's also on his long line today. I don't know if you can see his lead dragging off in the background there, because it's that time of year where small fluffies are out, and it's early in the morning, which is exactly why I'm filming this right now, because it is precisely stupid o'clock. We're out walking because it's necessary for Indy, because otherwise he's a pain in my bum. If I don't burn that energy off through physical exercise, he's just a pain in the bum all day. This is normal for dogs. All right, this is totally and completely normal. This is what is all the joys of having dog, is that we have to burn off that energy. And that means going out for a walk, even at silly o'clock in the morning. Now, my other half will tell you, I am not a morning person. You know, you can still state me, honestly, I'm not a morning person at all. And he has to like poke me to get me out of bed. Come on, get up, move. That's necessary for me. But it is all worth it in the end when he comes home, has his breakfast and just chills out. And then it doesn't matter how hot it is because he's burnt off the energy, and now he can just relax. He has the run of the garden as well, and there's shady spots in the garden for him. But he spends most of the time inside on the kitchen floor, bless him, keeping nice and cool, or on his cool mat, which he loves as well. But exercise is important, people, even when it means getting up at silly o'clock in the morning to take him for a walk. But I love him and he's worth it. Making sure that your dog has plenty of fresh water. Good boy, and on a hot day, nothing beats a good cool off in a stream or lake, but do make sure that it's safe for the dogs to do so, because being able for them to cool off is a really good thing. But water is our next one. Making sure that our dogs have access to fresh water, and I'm not just talking about in a stream or a river, we just happen to be here. Just like us, when we get hot, we get thirsty. And just as we do, our dogs do exactly the same thing. So in order to keep them hydrated, we want to make sure that they've got plenty of fresh water daily. That whole thing about dogs not sweating, what they do is pant. Obviously, we all know this. But just panting is not as effective as panting with a wet mouth. Okay, it's the same reason why we sweat. Moisture means that we shed heat better. So in the same way, we want to make sure that our dogs' mouths are nice and wet so that they have the ability to be able to shed more heat and keep themselves nice and cool. So hydrated and cool, both things require plenty of fresh water. So next is all about location. Now, the things I'm talking about now are things that most of us know, all right? But there are still people out there that do not know this or do not fully appreciate this. So I will say it very, very clearly. Please, please, please do not leave your dogs in the car in the heat of summer. Please, please, please. Do not leave your dogs in the car alone in the heat of summer. If you have a dog that has massive separation anxiety and you can't leave them at home or don't feel that you can leave them at home, good boy, then please practice. Please practice. At the end of the day, dogs die in the car in the heat of summer, okay? With the windows down, with a bowl of water in the shade, and in some areas, they will die. So I would rather your dog stress a little bit for a little while, but you come home and find them alive, than come back to your car to something horrific. I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. Please, please, please do not leave your dogs in the car alone. Leave somebody with them so that the person can go, it's a bit hot in here, think we'll get out and have a walk around. Yeah, that's different. That's different, and we want to make sure that our dogs are safe at all times. We don't want any accidents this summer. We've had enough of a traumatic couple of years. Let's keep it nice and please, let's keep it pleasant. Let's not have any accidents this time of year. All right, let's enjoy the sunshine with our dogs and not risk them. That's number one. Okay, so next one on location is tarmac. Tarmac, this stuff right here. This stuff gets really hot. Please check it before you take your dog out walking. Today, you can see what kind of weather I've got today. It's pretty overcast, which is nice. It's a bit cooler, hence why we're out walking. The tarmac actually has a small amount of moisture on it, which is nice. And it does mean that obviously it's not as hot today as it has been, which means that he's perfectly okay to walk on the tarmac. But tarmac gets very hot and sticky. It can stick to your dog's feet. So it's important just to check the temperature of the tarmac before you go walking. Or walk in areas like forests or tracks where you're not having to walk on tarmac. So I'm a little bit out of breath. Me and Indy have been walking now for about an hour. And I've been holding my phone up at a funny angle, which doesn't help. But hey ho, all important stuff, all for a good cause. So next on our list is grooming. People underestimate the power of grooming in hot weather. It is such a good idea to have your dog well groomed, especially during summer when they're likely to overheat. If you've got a dog like mine who's a fluffy ball of mess, but has that thick undercoat, which kits them out for winter, it's also a bit of a hindrance in summer. So making sure that you're maintaining your dog properly, and please, please, please seek advice from a groomer. All right, I will leave a couple of local groomers in the description below so that you can get in touch with somebody. If you don't already have a groomer, you can get in touch with somebody who might be able to advise you as to the best thing to do with your dog. Some dogs do require special grooming techniques and things to manage their coat, so it's important that we get the right advice. But maintaining the coat of your dog as best you can is not only good for summer and is good for their well-being to help keep them cool, it's also a really good bonding activity for you to do whilst at home with your dog. It's lovely. I love sitting down and just running a brush through him. It gives us a bit of bonding time. It's quite nice. The next one that I've got for you lovely people is to be aware of iced treats. Okay, everybody loves an iced treat. All right, we all love to give our dogs something to enrich their life and give them a little bit of joy, right? So we love to give them little iced lollies or ice cubes and things. Please be aware of one thing, and I'm gonna just draw your attention to this one thing, okay? Please be aware that if you're going to give your dog iced treats, be aware of their core temperature. All right, this is important because if you give your dog iced treats and they are too hot, you can send the body into shock. It happens with humans as well. It's why they say don't have a cold shower after you've been out at work and it's been a really, really hot day, because you can send your body into shock. There are so many dogs that get sent into their body into shock because they've been given iced treats to help them cool down. Here's a tip. Give them water first, calm the body down so that they begin to cool themselves naturally. Okay, a bit of rest and a bit of normal water so that they can start to calm and cool down. Once they have started to get their body temperature down a little bit, you can give a few little ice treats, but please be careful of what your dog's core temperature is before you give ice treats. There's also loads of other things that you can get your hands on to help cool down your dog. So we have cool mats, which are phase changing material. They also do those in a collar as well. Pretty good for short head dogs, the collars, but not particularly very good for long head. The mats suit Indy better, that's for sure. There's cool coats. There's ones you put in the fridge. There's paddling pools in your garden. There's loads of other things that you can do to help your dog cool down. The paddling pool thing didn't go so well for us. Indy sees it as a giant dog bowl and pretty much just drinks it. But hey, access to water, that's his way. But there's loads and loads of things that you could get your hands on to help you cool your dog down in the height of summer. So what's your top tip for surviving the heat of summer? I want to see your comments below. What's your top tip? What does your dog love to do in summer to help him or her keep cool? Comments in the comments box. Let's share some info. It would be great to see what your dog does differently to mine. As we say, every dog is different. So let's see your comments in the comments box. So if you like what you've seen in this video and would like to see more, please remember to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Every single person counts for me. I'd love to see you guys here again. And if you would like to support me in a more personal way, then you can consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon, where you will have access to an exclusive chat, freebies, and a live Q&A every month. So check it out. I will leave all of the information in the description below. So feel free to check it out. All that said, I look forward to seeing you guys all very soon. Please keep cool come these summer months. I'm hoping for a good one this year. But for now, take care.